Hi everyone, today we'll see the difference between periodic and aperiodic signals. Periodic signal. A signal is called periodic if it completes a pattern within a measurable time frame called a time period and then repeats that pattern over identical subsequent time periods. Here we can observe. This is the pattern which is repeatedly same pattern we can observe, same pattern is coming after a certain interval of time. So we can say this signal is a periodic signal. This is a periodic signal. The time period is T0 because the fixed pattern, that means the fixed pattern we can observe from here is, this is the fixed pattern. This is the fixed pattern we can observe. The same pattern after T0 time, we can observe the same pattern again. The same thing. Here also the same thing. So we can say this type of signal is a periodic signal. Periodic signal. Now coming to the aperiodic signal. An aperiodic signal or non-periodic signal is one that changes constantly without exhibiting a pattern or cycle that repeats over time. In the previous case, what we have seen is the fixed pattern we can observe after a certain amount of time. Now here in this aperiodic signal, it is not exhibiting a pattern or cycle that repeats over time. It is varying. This is an aperiodic signal or non-periodic signal. This is an aperiodic signal or non-periodic signal. Mathematically, we can say if x of t is equal to, x of t is a signal, if x of t is equal to x of t plus t or t0, where t0 is the time period. If the signal satisfies this condition, x of t is equal to x of t plus t0, where t0 is the time period, then we can say this type of signal is periodic signal. We can say this type of signal is a periodic signal. If the signal x of t is not equal to x of t plus t0, then we can say this type of signal is aperiodic signal. Aperiodic signal. This is the periodic signal. That means the fixed pattern we can observe. It repeats after certain amount of time. Aperiodic signal. It is not exhibiting a pattern or it is not repeating over time. This is a periodic signal. The mathematical condition for the periodic signal is if the signal x of t satisfies this condition, x of t is equal to x of t plus t0, then we can say the signal is periodic signal. Otherwise, if the signal does not satisfy this condition, that is x of t is not equal to x of t plus t0, then we can say the signal is aperiodic signal. Coming to the discrete time periodic signal, the condition we have to satisfy is x of n is equal to x of n plus n naught, where n naught is time period of the discrete time signal. Here you can observe, this is the discrete time periodic signal. Same pattern repeats over time. The time period we can take from this sample to this sample. Here in this case, or otherwise you can take the samples from this point to this point. This is also a fixed pattern. You can take from this point to this point. 1 minute. We can take from this point to this point, or otherwise we take from this point to this point. Anyway, the time period is same, fixed pattern that depends on your convenient, which pattern is suitable for your calculations. Anyway, we'll discuss this in Fourier series again, the same thing. For the time being, you just observe what is time period in the case of discrete time periodic signal. In discrete time periodic signal, this is the condition we have to satisfy. X of n is equal to x of n plus n naught. After n naught, after this time period n naught, again the signal x of n exhibits the same pattern. So this type of signal we can say as discrete time periodic signal. Now we'll see some examples. Anyway, general sinusoidal signal we can represent like this: A sin omega naught t plus theta, where A is amplitude or magnitude, omega naught is angular frequency, theta is phase shift. This is the general representation of a sinusoidal signal. Or otherwise, you can take this signal general representation as A sin 2 pi f naught into t plus theta, where f naught is fundamental frequency. Or otherwise, you can write x of t as A sin 2 pi t divided by t naught plus theta, where t naught is your time period. Now let us solve some problems based on this. We have x of t is equal to cos 15 pi t. What we have to check is whether the signal is periodic or aperiodic. If the signal is periodic, check the time period of the signal. Now what we have to do, this is a general sinusoidal signal which is in the form of A sin omega naught t plus theta or A cos omega naught t plus theta. That means omega naught here is 15 pi. Omega naught is equal to 15 pi. That means f naught will get 15 by 2. That means the time period of this particular signal is 2 by 15. This is the time period of the signal. What we have to check? We have to check the condition x of t is equal to x of t plus t naught. If the signal satisfies this condition, then we can say the signal is a periodic signal. T naught is equal to 2 by 15. So, x of t plus t naught will be cos 15 pi into t plus t naught. That means t naught will be 2 by 15. What we'll get? Cos 15 pi t plus 2 pi. Cos 15 pi t plus 2 pi. 2 pi means cos completes one revolution. That means again cos 360 degree plus theta. What we'll get? Cos theta. So we can write it as cos 15 pi t, which is equal to x of t. That means the signal x of t is a periodic signal. Now we will take another example. X of t is equal to cos 15 pi t plus cos 20 pi t. If the signal individually, if we are taking cos 15 pi t and cos 20 pi t, we can calculate the fundamental time periods using omega is equal to same thing. Omega is equal to, here what is omega? Omega is equal to 15 pi. That means we can calculate the time period t naught is equal to 2 by 15. Just now we solved this. Now in this case I am taking it as omega 1 and this as t1. T1 is equal to 2 by 15. Here I am taking it as omega 2, which is equal to 20 pi. T2 is equal to 2 pi divided by 20 pi. That means 1 by 10 I will get. Okay. It is a mixed signal. So what we have to calculate is, first we have to check whether the signal is periodic or aperiodic. Then if the signal is periodic, then we can calculate the time period of this mixed signal. The process is, what we have to check is, we have to check the T1 by T2. The T1 by T2 or T2 by T1 must be rational. Then only we can say the signal x of t is a periodic signal. If the T1 by T2 or T2 by T1, if you are getting a irrational number, then we can say the signal is a periodic signal. T1 by T2, that means 2 by 15 divided by 1 by 10. What we'll get here? 4 by 3. That means 4 by 3 or 3 by 4. Any one should be rational. 3 by 4 is equal to 0.75. So we can say it is a rational number. So we can say the signal x of t is a periodic signal. Okay. How to calculate the time period? We have to write the T1 by T2 as a minimum integer form, that is m by n. 4 by 3 is the minimum integer value for this division. After 4 by 3 we will get the point values. So this is the minimum integer value, fraction, minimum integer fraction we can say. Okay, now this is the minimum fraction value. Then nt1, cross multiply this. T1 by T2 is equal to m by n. That means nt1 is equal to mt2, gives the time period of the whole signal. Time period of the whole signal. Here in this case it is 3t1 or 4t2. That means 3 into 2 by 15 or we can take 4 into 1 by 10. Whatever you take, you will get 2 by 5 is your time period of this mixed signal. You can verify this using the formula x of t is equal to x of t plus t naught. Here next example, x of t is equal to cos 15 pi t plus sin 20 t. Individually we can calculate the time periods. T1 is equal to 2 by 15, T2 is equal to pi by 10. Okay, if you are taking the fraction of T1 by T2, then we are getting the value 4 pi by 3. That means this one is an irrational number. This is irrational. So we can say the given signal is non-periodic signal. We cannot write the T1 by T2 into smallest integer fraction in the form of m by n, because the T1 by T2 is 4 pi by 3, which is irrational. So non-periodic signal. X of t is a non-periodic or aperiodic signal. Let us take another example. It is discrete signal. X of n is equal to 3 cos 4n. Just like continuous time signal, here also we can calculate the omega. Omega is equal to 4. Here we are calculating 2 pi f naught, which is equal to 4. F naught is equal to 4 by 2 pi. Here time period n is equal to 1 by f naught into k, where k is smallest integer. To make this n naught time period a integer value, k is the smallest integer value, to make the n naught a integer value. Okay. In case of continuous time signal, what we did is directly we calculated the time period using 1 by f naught formula. But here in the case of discrete time signal, we cannot calculate directly n naught. What we have to do is we have to calculate n naught by using this formula k by f naught. K is the smallest integer value. Here in this case, if you want to calculate n naught is equal to 2 pi by 4. N naught is equal to 2 pi by 4. Into k. K, if you are taking 4, that is the smallest integer value, but n naught is not an integer. So we can say this signal is a aperiodic signal. A aperiodic signal. We'll take another example. X of n is equal to 3 cos 4 pi n. Here in this case, what we'll get is omega is equal to 4 pi, f naught is equal to 2, that means n naught is equal to k by f naught, which is equal to 1 by 2 into k. Which value we can take? K is the smallest integer value. So k is equal to 2 will take, then n naught will be 1. So this signal is, the signal x of n is a periodic signal. Let us take one more example. X of n is equal to cos 2 pi n by 5 plus cos 2 pi n by 7. This is a mixed signal. So we have to calculate the individual time periods. Then we will take the fraction n1 by n2. If n1 by n2 is rational, then we can say the signal is periodic signal. Otherwise we will say the signal is aperiodic signal. So calculate omega 1 is equal to 2 pi by 5 here. Omega 2 is 2 pi by 7. So from this we can calculate f1, which is equal to 1 by 5. f2 is 1 by 7. From this we can calculate n1 using the formula k by f1. That means we will get 5 into k. What is the value of k here? 1. To make the n a integer value. So n1 is equal to 5. Similarly, n2 also we can calculate, that is using formula k by f2, where k is the smallest integer, to make the time period a integer value. So n2 also 7 in this case. So n1 is equal to 5, n2 is equal to 7. What we have to do now? n1 by n2, which is equal to 5 by 7. Anyway, this is a rational number, so we can cross multiply this. 7n1, 5n2. What is your time period? N is equal to, we can take either 5n2 or 7n1. That means what we will get? N is equal to 35. That's it about the periodic and aperiodic signals.